That leads on to my next kind of question. I have some family which are Shia Muslims, which I know
Oh,
you're.
you do have Shia family members?
It's a long story.
My goodness, I'm sorry to hear this, man.
I haven't known them for very long. And of course, there are some socio-cultural barriers or religio-cultural barriers, being an apostate in Islam, which I'm not a member of, by the way. Yeah, how will they well, it's not really a biblical question, but how do you imagine they'd be judged if they can't really know Jesus in the way that, say, me and you could?
That's that for them. They have no excuse not to know Jesus, meaning they live in a circumstance, in a situation where they're exposed to Christianity day in and day out, whether they like it or not. They're not living in a third world country, right? Apart from
mine are.
Where are they? I mean, what part of the world?
Eastern Africa.
So, Eastern Africa. Okay, so now that's the context. And they're Shia in Eastern Africa?
Yeah, it's predominantly Shia where they are, yeah.
And but are they interacting with Christians in Eastern Africa?
As far as I know, they're fairly isolated in the little community. There's a kind of a language barrier. They speak a bunch of different,
that's the thing. God knows their circumstance better than I. But if they have access to Christians and they have access to media, then their excuse, their culpability before God will be greater than someone who totally has no access to anything related to Christianity. So you have to take that into consideration. If you're living in a part of the world where you're totally cut off from anything related to Christianity, God sees your circumstances. But if you're telling me East Africa, well, there's a Christian presence in Africa, in East Africa. Unless they're totally isolated from Christianity and they don't have Christians who are living out the faith, that's one thing. So God will take that into consideration. So I don't know their exact situation.
It's not great. Sorry, my brain's scattershot with questions and whatnot.
Really cool.
Talking about East Africa, they have a fairly large Pentecostal community over there.
There?
Yeah, over in East Africa, yeah.
At least they have access to people who talk about the Bible and Jesus Christ is the Lord, Son of God. So that means if they're seeking from their heart, God rewards it by then revealing to them the truth of Christ, because they at least are predisposed to it and exposed to it.
Yeah. So